the chocolates.
What the frick is that?
We got the chocolates.
Don't they do dad jokes?
We got the chocolates.
Wait, there's a podcast?
Yes.
Really?
Scouts, welcome back to another episode of the We Got the Chocolates podcast. I'm Lee.
I'm Skint.
That's Migas over there. And today we have a guest. Oh, I cut you off. Sorry, Migas.
Yeah, that's fine. Usually you let me say hello. But
Yeah, that's
fine.
just
Not today.
because a guest. I'm nervous. Obviously, we do have a guest today. It's a different episode. And if you are any familiarity at all with the internet, you're probably aware of this name, actually. I would say founding member of the Sidemen, which you would have to argue is probably one of the biggest YouTube channels getting around, I think. I don't feel like that's an outrageous claim. Also a very successful creator by himself, businessman, DJ, as we're about to find out about. And we're incredibly happy to have him here. Vic, welcome.
Thank you. That's quite the introduction. So now I have to say really cool things to it.
You can do it. No, we think you're really cool. So that didn't sound very cool, obviously, but
So convinced. We think you're cool.
so we're happy to have you. But speaking of cool, generally you are based in the UK. Obviously, we're in Australia, which means that people have probably worked out you're also in Australia at the moment, which is how we're catching up with you. You were at Australia Zoo yesterday, I think.
Yes.
Is that right? How was that experience?
Amazing. They looked after us so well. It's funny. The time before last, I was in Australia. So this is like 3.5 years ago. We had one day here in Brisbane. So we were like, we got to go to Australia Zoo. And it was one of those days where it was raining on and off and on and off. And the thing was just, we'll go later.
Oh, yeah.
But it got to the end of the day and we're like, we're not going to get to go. So we just went and had those like plastic ponchos and walked around, had an amazing time. But we said, we have to come back. We came back this time and they really looked after us, showed us around everywhere. We got to like meet and touch the rhinos and the tortoises, and it was just this really cool experience. So we loved it.
Yeah.
I must say, like, Australia Zoo is one of those hidden gems that you probably don't go to that much. Like for us, well, you actually went recently, Mitch.
Yeah. I went the other day. Just because I said the other day, probably a few weeks ago now, just because I have like a 1-year-old daughter. I think we went for her birthday, actually. I thought she'd find all the animals quite amazing, which she did.
And she was saying it's her favourite birthday so far too.
Yeah, she said that, in very clear English, as she does. But yeah, no, I feel like it probably flies under the radar a bit for Australians. So
I did actually say that yesterday because one of our friends who came with us, she grew up around here and she'd never been. And again, they just said but I feel like that's always the way. You can have amazing like places to visit where you live and you just don't ever do it. You kind of wait till you're away and you're disconnected.
Yeah, I reckon I went 16 years ago, but I drive past it weirdly a lot, even though it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. And every time I go past, it's like, I'll go back soon. I'll go.
it's the same with all like the Dream Worlds and Wet n Wilds on the coast. Like, you drive past them like 3 times a week. I haven't been since I was like 7 years old.
I think tortoises live for a long time though, so those same ones are probably still kicking.
Genuinely.
I don't
Yeah.
have to go back for 40 years.
Yeah, that's
I'm good.
No, a lot of those animals live for a long. Like it's weird seeing animals that are older than me. Like, this is a 40-year-old tortoise. And I'm like, this guy. Do I
call
older
you-
than me?
Do I call you sir?
And you don't really know because they're not exactly like the highest speed moving animal in the
Yeah.
first place. So like, what does a youthful tortoise look like? Damn, that guy slowed down in his old age.
Mate, you go there and they're just sitting still. Like I'd mistake them for a rock. Like,
Honestly, yeah, they were just chilling.
And you spoke quite positively about Brisbane, Vic, which we're in Brisbane. We've lived here our whole lives. We're pretty passionate, and we'll include the Gold Coast in that, which is where Migas is from. But
Great place.
we feel like Melbourne usually gets the chocolates, for want of a better term. In terms of like Melbourne v Brisbane, we feel like they would all
or
like,
Sydney.
Yeah,
Even
Sydney,
everyone
yeah.
raves about Sydney being sort of the place to go. But
Interesting. No, I've enjoyed it since I got here. I think the walk up and down the river here is really nice.
Agreed.
And the weather is better here currently than it was in Melbourne. It was actually very hot yesterday, but I didn't mind because coming from the UK, we're excited for any warm weather. And yeah, to me, especially staying in the city of Melbourne, I think I got a skewed perspective because I was there during Formula One. So it was so busy everywhere, every like restaurant, street, going to and from the circuit. So maybe a skewed perspective this time, but it felt like we arrived here and it's kind of just go for a walk. It's just a bit more chilled out.
Okay, lovely. And you said you've been out to Australia a few times, like over the last couple of years, I suppose. And like, I assume travel ends up being a pretty big part of your job. What are some of the other like best places, or worst places for that matter, to travel to? And do you find like, is that part of the job that you really like, or does it become a bit of a chore eventually being away from home for so long?
I love to go to different places. I think in the Sidemen, I'm probably one of the ones that's most eager to just, let's go here, let's go there, let's do this, let's do that. So yeah, I've been to Australia a few times. Actually, probably the first few times was more just to visit. I've got a lot of friends here on the East Coast. So to kind of visit them, every time they're in Europe, they're like, you're going to come and see us, right? You know, we've come all this way. And so whenever I can, I do. But yeah, I've been fortunate to visit a lot of really nice places. I don't know, everywhere is so unique. I think Canada has a kind of special place. For me, on the East Coast, if you go up to kind of like Georgian Bay and like the lakes and that kind of area, it's just so peaceful. And I think more and more as time goes on, when we're so locked into like phones and technology and kind of everything going on, it's a nice place to go and disconnect, so to speak. So I think that's probably, if I did have like a spare week and it was like, you can go anywhere, I think that's where I would go. And again, I've got some friends that live there. So that's the case for me. But what about you guys? Because you've got a whole different starting point, like the opposite starting point. So Canada for you guys must be horrendous travel-wise, right?
To go anywhere is
I
horrendous.
know.
Everywhere sucks. Yeah.
It's like New Zealand. It's pretty good.
Yeah, true. I do
it's
need
also-
to get there.
New Zealand's pretty similar to here anyway, really. But
I've never even been to Canada, so I can't really contribute to. You've been to
I
Canada.
proposed to my wife in Canada.
Where in Canada?
Lake Moraine. So Moraine Lake. It's kind of near Banff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's
like-
stunning.
Oh,
Banff
my gosh.
is one of the
So,
most picturesque places.
I'm the
I've
same.
seen.
I think that would be, if it was, you can go anywhere tomorrow for a week. I think it would be, Canada.
Just minus the 30 hours of traveling.
Yeah, but honestly, I think
teleport.
if you travel anywhere, like I was just over in the UK a couple of weeks ago, and just traveling there, it's like I could do this once every 4 or 5 years. I think it's a mission. But
I'm pretty poorly travelled, to be honest. Like, I think the first time I went overseas was for my honeymoon only a couple of years ago, and it was in the Maldives. And I'm like looking at a world map, thinking that's like it's not on the other side of the world like the UK or America or anything. Like, it can't possibly take that long. But by the time you do like a couple little connecting flights, I mean, it takes like 8 hours to get out of Australia from Brisbane. It's like, I think ended up taking us 27 hours before we got to the hotel in the Maldives. It's insane. So.
you have to go to Singapore pretty much to get anywhere, and just to get there, it's
And it's staggering too, because I lived for did 2 cricket seasons in the UK in 2012, 13, and like so different because you can jump on a flight and be in 4,000 other countries. I'm not sure how many countries there are in the world, but
Around that many.
I think that was good. Yeah.
And I think like even as obviously preparation for this, I was watching you guys yesterday, the Sidemen video of like how far can you travel in 24 hours, and I was like, imagine us doing that.
We're still in Australia, by the way.
we just got to Sydney.
Yeah, we're still in Australia, which hurts. And is this like a work trip? I'm not sure how like annual leave works from the side, but like, is this, have you had to
Put my
take
papers in, help me out. Exporting me over
Denied.
here.
are they all right with like you taking holiday pay and stuff?
Yeah. I think, well, I've been on the ball for the rest of the year, so maybe I've got some free time. But yeah, a lot of friends out here that I really wanted to come and see. As you guys know, it's not the kind of place you really want to come for a couple of days, because it takes a couple of days to get here. So yeah, I've decided to come out and added in some DJ shows, which is kind of my new little side quest hobby. And the crowds here, the nightlife here is so good.
Yeah.
I played 2 shows in Melbourne over the F1 weekend. Just such good energy, just people up for it, energetic, having a good time. And I do feel like maybe it's because it is harder for artists to get here. So like,
Yeah, right.
it's just Vic, but we'll take it.
When you do
thing.
get someone,
We've got to get hype, but this is it.
It could be 6 months before we have someone else. So.
Take what you can get. But actually, that being said, I'm probably like the only member of the Sidemen that's really come here and done stuff publicly, so to speak. I've been petitioning for about 4 years now to get the other boys out here, but it's a struggle. I got them out to Southeast Asia, so we got out to Thailand recently to film some videos, but further afield, we're so close. I was saying, guys, just get on this next flight. I have this flight, Thailand to Melbourne. Just get on the flight, but they were like, no, we're going home.
Really?
We're done.
What's the
So
issue?
you've never filmed a Sidemen video out here?
Never.
Wow. Okay.
Which I think is a missed opportunity because
Honestly.
there's so many great places here and the people.
Yeah.
You guys have fun here.
No,
so.
that feels like a misread to me. I mean, you're obviously doing some stuff pretty well.
This is the whole strategy. Back to the drawing board, guys.
You could be at 40 million subs. You just captured the whole Australian country. Okay. And then, you've touched on the DJ and stuff. I mean, we probably need to dive further back into like the early years of how you got good at YouTube. But then you've sort of, I guess, pivoted a bit in the last few years and sort of gotten into DJ. How did that all come about?
It's a bit of an accident, really. I think I've just always loved dance music for probably like 15 years now. Going to festivals like Tomorrowland, going to Ultra, EDC, things like that. You guys have Ultra here. Have you ever been to Ultra here? I heard it's good.
I've heard that too. I've never been.
Never been? No takers?
No.
Zero
I've seen the videos
takers,
of Tomorrowland. That looks incredible. But,
Unbelievable. Yeah, so I've just been going to these festivals for a long time. And I remember actually the first one I went to was Miami Ultra in America. And I was probably like 18, 19 at the time. And I was just like, what is going on? What is all of this? And this is that era of like EDM where it's like Avicii, David Guetta, Calvin Harris, Swedish House Mafia, all like doing all this new exciting stuff. So I fell in love with the music then and was just really going to those festivals for about a decade and really enjoying them. And I would always, if I enjoyed someone's set, I would record a video, I'd post it, I'd tag them, I'd maybe bump into them, people from their record labels, help promote their music, whatever it was, just because I was a fan of it. And then I met a guy called Alan Walker during lockdown. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him or his music. He released Faded, which is one of the most streamed songs of all time.
I feel like we've disappointed you with some of our reactions so far.
That's okay.
We do know the song.
There we go. That's him. Super talented, really friendly guy. We started gaming together and just spending more time together during lockdown because DJs couldn't tour and all we could do was stay in our rooms and make YouTube videos. And that was kind of that. It was cool. And then I happened to be at Tomorrowland in 2022. He was there as well playing a sunset slot on the main stage of Tomorrowland. And he said, hey, any chance you want to be my one guest for the main stage? And I was like, but why? And he was like, no, just do it. It'll be fun. So I went up with him on the main stage in front of, I think it was like probably 80, 90,000 people. Wow. And also a stage that I'd been in the crowd of, 4 or 5 times. So seeing it from the other side was like, whoa.
Yeah, okay.
I couldn't really describe it. And then afterwards, he just said, you got to go do it now. He said, buy some DJ equipment. You already know the music, so that's kind of a big part of it. You care about it because you're coming here just off your own volition to check it out. So that was it. I bought some decks. I started learning. I started playing some small shows in the UK, terrified, out of my comfort zone, straight in the deep end. But now it's built into a thing that I can kind of travel the world and do. So I'm super lucky.
That is cool.
Amazing.
It's cool because I feel like we've just had very different lives in that I was just obsessed with cricket and never quite got good enough at it. But and then you've done like gaming, which I probably never got as into, and then like the DJ and stuff. I'm like, it's just so different. To
You've got very different interests to like our world. It's so interesting hearing you talk. Like my taste in music is like I've got 2 artists and I just play their songs, and that's
Who are the 2 artists?
Eminem is obviously one.
Yeah, Eminem's one, and then probably like Taylor Swift gets a fair run, I must admit. It's like,
Honestly,
Your daughter, obviously. Your
Taylor
daughter.
Swift got some good music. No judgment.
it's very
from
weird
me.
that they're my two artists, but
They are polar opposites, really.
but yeah, it's so interesting hearing someone talk about just like these totally different interests that
Yeah.
we've never really, I don't know, it just doesn't like cross into my world. or
Although
something.
you guys have got some great dance artists in Australia. You've got Dom Dollar, who's on an incredible run. Rufus de Sol. So some pretty iconic. And Fisher, of course, as well.
True.
So some legends from here.
You're right. And then I was listening to your like Ministry of Sound set from 2024 this morning, and Rochelle, my fiance, was next to me, and it was like 7:30 in the morning, and I've never been more up and about for work ever from just listening to
Anything
that.
in that music,
It
right?
was unbelievable. I was like, why do I not do this all the time? And then, Rochelle was like, what music are you playing? This is really good. I was like, yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, so there you go. I think I'm converted, but I also
Get the
have
DJ decks out.
well, I also own DJ decks for some reason, which makes no sense. I get them out every Christmas Day. Mitch comes around, like we're brothers, so the family, like we host the family breakfast, and I just get the DJ decks out and
press play.
press play. Yeah, exactly. Which is what kind of leads to my next question: is I feel like DJing is a skill that I've underestimated in my life, and I only realised how important they are when I was at a wedding. I'm going to say the other day, which is code for like 3 months ago, where they, trying to think about how to say this without offending them, they didn't choose to employ a DJ for their wedding. Or
An area they chose to save some money.
Yes, they looked to save some money in that particular area, which did mean that we had usually like 15 seconds of intro to a song and then 8 seconds of silence while someone else had a good idea for what song they wanted to play and tried to hijack the iPod shuffle.
Or if someone thought of a song halfway through another song. Just next.
And so you could be like dancing and having the best time. And it was nothing. Just, like, just kill switch. And that was the day where I was like, hey, I reckon DJing is actually a really integral job.
Vic, I'll let you know. Maybe don't do that tonight. So,
Yeah, but I think what I'm saying to you, Vic, is what are the other like outside of just like, that's a great song, I'm going to use that and sample that. What are some of the other, like, for someone that is really into it, what are the things that you like about it and the skills that you had to kind of like get better at?
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting the point you raised, because on the face of it, technically it's easy, really. But you can say the same thing about anything, podcasting, making YouTube videos. It's like, oh, you just pick up a camera and film yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, you just talk into a microphone. But these things, it's everything beyond the action that makes it challenging, I think. And so for me, when I'm DJing, I am kind of I want to be slightly prepared going into a set. So I want to think, okay, where am I going to be playing? What is the age demographic of the people there? What music is popular in the country or the region right now? I think that's really important. Just to kind of come in prepared rather than just like, oh, I have 1,000 songs that I like, I'll just play them in a random order. I always try and kind of structure what I'm doing based on who's going to be there just in my head before I get there.
Yeah.
And then when I come in, it's almost kind of, for me, I like to try and tell a story in terms of energy level. So it's kind of, you can't just walk in and start playing like, I know people love here like the hard dance and the hard style and drum and bass and like that really intense music. But for me, I like to play a lot of different genres. So you try and warm things up. And then if you think people are like ready to go, I'll play something that's a bit harder music, faster BPM, that kind of thing. If I land on a genre that works, like I play something that has like a hip hop or a rap vocal. Like if I play an Eminem vocal and people love it, I'm thinking, okay, all right, how can I get some 50 Cent in here if I got a remix of that? So I think that's where it becomes a bit more of a guided experience rather than just like, a lot of people think a DJ is just like, I'm going to go and play music I like. And some DJs do that, and sometimes they have amazing music that all of their fans come for that music. For me, it's a little bit different because it'll be a mix of people that know my music and also a huge number of people that have just followed my YouTube story. So they're just kind of excited to be part of the experience. So it's a lot of thinking, but I love the challenge. It's always unique. It's always a bit of a challenge, and it's rewarding when it goes right. It's terrifying when it's not going right.
What does like not going right look like? Is just like the crowd energy is weird, or you've like made a mistake and gone like, oh, wrong song.
yeah. I've seen some people do that where they play like a wrong version of a song, so they're playing something chill, and then because you'll have different remixes of the same track. So I've fortunately never done it, but you could be like, I'm playing like a chilled out, like melodic house version of a track, and you just happen to load in like the hard techno version, and you're like, it's too late to change. Which I've never actually done at a show, fortunately. But one that gets me a lot, and I have a lot of respect for DJs who are great with the microphone. Because the amount of times the drop's building up, I grab the microphone, I put it to my mouth, and I go, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna put down the mic and just
That's the silence.
That's it. Yeah, you just or you've like or you're like, I already said 3, 2, 1, let's go. I said that last one.
What more is there?
That's my only line. Damn it. So honestly, yeah, I think sometimes I'll just say words out of order because I'm just like so focused on. It's a lot going
2,
on.
3,
You're spinning
1.
a lot of plates. You're thinking like, what am I going to play next? What am I going to play in 2 songs, 3 songs? Also pick up the mic and tell people something.
Yeah.
So I think that's if you ever see me pick up the mic and not say anything, don't judge me. It's just, my brain was running too fast.
You had the right intentions. I was going to say something, but next time.
Just no.
Yeah,
No,
so-
I was trying.
I would say that's the only time I feel like, oh dear, or I just say something and I'm just like, I've never said that in my life. Right, just shout something random. But in terms of like the technical stuff, I might in my head like hear it sometimes a little bit wrong. I'm like, I had the levels a little bit wrong there. I used the effect a little too much on the transition. But as a general, the audience, they're there. They're with their mates. They're talking, drinking, having a good time. So people don't usually notice that kind
They've
of
had
stuff.
14 pints. They're just excited to be there.
And they just love your YouTube channel. So this guy can play anything. I'm fine.
But so you like the technical side of things and like being a bit organised going to a show, but there's still an element of like reading the room and the unknown, I suppose. So like if you've got a show tonight in Brisbane, which you do,
Yes.
like do you know what you're gonna do? Like,
I have like
there's-
a rough like roadmap. So it's almost like I have like Lego blocks already. So I have a group of songs that go well together that fit a certain kind of vibe, and it's like I'll just build it out as I go. That's the the idea.
So then you'll just
I did not realise
change.
that.
Like halfway through, if you're like, I'm feeling this, I'm just going to change and go this direction.
Yeah,
Like,
a
you just-
little bit. But I do like to kind of have a
Yeah.
because sometimes if you go like you too off track, you're like, how do I get back?
How did I
to
get hit? Yeah.
I assume you have
True.
to know what your first song is. It'd be a real game to just rock up not knowing that.
Yeah, that would definitely throw me.
Well, I've prepared a game, Vic. If
Okay.
you're, it's a game that we play for listeners of the We Got the Chocolates podcast. A game we play quite a bit. It's called Human Shazam. It does require headphones, which we have prepared for you.
Amazing.
Now, with this, we're a bit scared of copyright, so we don't use real songs, which makes it far harder, I guess.
I see.
We use these MIDI files, which essentially sound horrendous, but do sound close enough to the song for someone to be able to get it. Now, because I'm running the game, I won't be playing, but I think Mika's Skin and You Vik will be buzzing in. These are all songs that you have used. I know for a fact.
In my live sets.
Yeah.
Oh, so I should win this.
Yes.
And if I
You
don't,
should really
it's
win.
trouble.
Well, considering Skin only listens
You've
to...
played these songs and I listen to 2 people. So
Yeah.
you've got me covered.
I've played at least one Eminem and one Taylor Swift song in my time.
Okay, all right.
The problem is that they do sometimes take some getting used to the sounds because they're pretty weird. But
It's very
That's
strange.
okay. I've done a decade on YouTube. We are also running from the copyright.
Yeah.
Never let the copyright catch you.
Well,
okay, well, what's the buzzing situation here? What's your buzzer, Mikas?
Barley.
Right.
Which is, don't...
Doesn't really make sense.
So
Just
barley.
from
Your-
previous
your buzz is
episodes.
barley.
Yeah.
Yep. My buzzer is Albert. Which might also make no sense to you, but it's a funny story.
Yeah.
We could tell you the story later.
Vic, you can keep it pretty simple if you want because there's probably not that many inside jokes for you on the podcast.
My buzzer will be plate.
Hell yeah.
No
Because
specific
he's
reason.
spinning plates. Oh.
That's good. See, that's good actually. That is what I was thinking.
All right, here we go. Human Shazam, song number 1.
Right, Barley. Is that not Avicii levels?
It is indeed. Well done.
Oh, that's the, okay.
Holy
That's the only song. That, get me up on stage tonight. I'm a DJ.
Wait.
So Vic's going to get the mic and go, who sings this one?
People asking for the track IDs, they don't need it. You just there with a sign, a little whiteboard and a marker.
It's not really what I meant, but
Sorry, guys, it's just a quiz we're doing. This is actually trivia crossed with my DJ set. All right,
That
well
was
done.
impressively good.
Yeah, no.
I didn't get that at all.
I'm worried for you, Vic, to be honest.
That's concerning. Yeah.
yeah, because I'm not notoriously good at these games.
Uh-oh.
I'm bad at these games.
Well, you are up 1-0. Here's song number 2.
Plate.
Plate was
White
in
Stripes,
clearest.
Seven Nation Army.
Well done. Absolutely. That is
You know what?
correct.
You know what? That is, by the way, that's you play that and it's just every single time you've got the whole room.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't say my buzzer because I know that song through and through, but I've got no idea who sings it or what it's called. So I
feel
would have
like
lost.
That is a common thing, I reckon.
I would have just kind of hummed the rest of the song and hoped that was a pass.
All right. 1, 2, Mikus. 1, 2, Vic. Skin. Woo. 0.
But it's Eminem next.
Here we go. Song number 3.
Plate. Bad Habits, Ed Sheeran.
Well done, Vic. This is
I do have a
impressive.
slight edge here.
Yeah,
You know it, but you just
yeah, I feel like I've known all these tunes and not known the titles.
they are all quite big songs.
Are they weird? Is it weird sounds? Like, is it?
It is the key is slightly off, which is really throwing me.
Copyright.
It's a hard
Come
game.
for us.
Yeah, they can't. They would have no idea.
Yeah.
That was sung
You guys
by-
made that actually. That's an
I think,
original.
yeah,
That's
we
an
did
original.
that. We wrote that on acoustic guitar and then transposed it. Written by Shed Earon. All right, song number 4.
Oh. Who sings
Plate.
this?
I've got a plate.
Dynamite by O'Cruise.
Well done.
So annoying.
It is also such a good song. And unfortunately,
Classic.
not one of Skin's 2 artists.
No, it felt like you knew that song.
Yeah, I was.
Actually, I need to play that tonight. I hadn't even, that
Yes.
wasn't even on my radar.
Start with it. Probably don't.
Song number 1.
I'm going to write that in my phone.
Who sings this?
Well, it was more of a joke because I feel like that's quite like an upbeat,
okay.
like,
Yeah.
and whereas you start a bit more.
Okay,
You
so
can do
Build
anything.
it-
There's no rules. That's the
See,
that's
that's
the
what
fun
I was
part.
just
Sometimes
saying.
you got to catch people off guard.
True.
And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set an alarm that's like 15 minutes before my set time, saying play Dynamite.
Play Dynamite, please. Yeah.
It just has to be done. I can't believe I've slept on that one.
Well, it was definitely in one of your YouTube
Yeah, it
videos,
was,
I
yeah,
promise,
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's-
that's where
it's
I've
a
got
good
it from.
fun one.
I think you're up 3-1 here.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I mean,
I think that's an
Is this
insurmountable
Yeah, that
lead.
might be-
Yeah.
Is this mean for me to be doing this? I feel like
No,
I haven't
it's
had-
actually
Not at all.
perfect. I think
So
it's so
fun.
much better. Yeah. Watching these two
How-
lose games, it's way better.
how many are left?
I've got 2 more prepared, but
Okay,
I don't know
so-
if we need them.
I could draw.
You could draw. Okay. All right. Let's go.
Let's go. This one's tougher. No, not really.
Oh, play. It's one of the greatest songs of all time. Do you guys want some time to jump in and steal this from me?
Well, I would need you to keep playing this song because I am nowhere here.
I can
I can
sing
give you
something
guys
if you
a
want.
hint. I can give you guys a hint.
Come on.
It's one of the most iconic dance songs of all time.
I can't even remember what it was.
I'm surprised that you guys.
David Guetta.
Oh, yeah, I think you guys should be
Yeah.
able to get her this.
Yeah.
The song's pretty metal.
Oh, no. Don't do
That
this.
is
Yeah,
a
it
good.
is.
That's a
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good
yeah.
hint.
Yeah, it's not metal music. But
No,
it's
No,
just,
but it's really metal.
yeah.
Which
It's like
means
an
it's
aluminium, steel.
titanium.
It is.
Hey, there we go.
Come
It's a
on.
point. It's a point. He's in. He's on the
I will
board.
get there.
Oh, I'm pretty happy with that. I think, Vic, you've dominated.
Well, you've won.
You've donated a point to Skid. So 1 to Mikus, 1 to Skid. Vic, you've cruised in. And we've added a song to your set list tonight. So, I mean,
Yes.
I feel like that's fantastic in terms of the DJing. Well done.
There we go.
I was wondering if we might be able to take you back a little bit to. Oh, you can go headphones off now if you want. Yeah. To the start of your journey, I guess, for in terms of making YouTube videos, if that's possible. I am. Well, Mitch, you're probably more qualified to ask a question at the start because you probably all things YouTube for us usually come through you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's good to know, given our YouTube's not exactly thriving.
It's a tough game, honestly. It's a
Thanks
tough,
for throwing me
tough
under the
place
bus.
right now.
Yeah, no, I feel that. But But yeah, I mean, I guess you've obviously been uploading YouTube videos for ages, and it's like very different what you would have been doing at the start versus what you're doing now. So I was just trying to get an understanding of that, I suppose. Like, talk us through what the early days looked like. I know you were uploading outrageous numbers of videos. How did you do that?
It's actually like baffling to think how much it's changed. Because when I uploaded my very first YouTube video, it was just like a Call of Duty final kill cam clip that like one of my friends had recorded on his standard definition. This is like it's like 480p clip of me winning a game of Call of Duty. He sent it to me. I'm like, I'll just put that on YouTube so I can show my other friends. There was zero vision at all of what YouTube could be. And I think that was the beauty of it. And it was in my bedroom at home. You know, I didn't even have a microphone. When I started making videos, it was just record a clip, upload the clip. And it was like, maybe I should voice over the videos. And I even remember being terrified to speak on the microphone. I've got this high-pitched voice. I've got this northern Sheffield accent. I'm like, hey guys, it's me, Vikkstar 123. Welcome back to my new Call of Duty Modern Warfare video. And I was terrified sat doing that. I grew up in a time where back then, the internet was this new thing. Social media didn't exist. So it was like, this is stranger danger, by the way. This is like, by the way, don't say your name on the internet. Don't agree to go and meet someone on the internet. Don't give any of your personal information up.
Yeah, true.
To now, like, you've got every child in the world posting on social media to everyone. It's a crazy kind of different time. But it was a little bit scary. It was it's like, what on earth am I doing? Like, putting myself out. And it kind of became a hobby. It became a little bit of kind of a side job. And then I managed to persuade my parents to let me take a gap year before going to university. And that was 2013.
Yeah.
It was a perfect time to be doing YouTube full time. Not many people were doing it. I moved into a house with some of the other Sidemen members. So we merged our own audiences of people. And it was all I did. 16 to 18 hours every single day. I was sat in my room making gaming videos and I loved it because I loved gaming. I think, there was this big audience of people that were really invested in all the gaming content, could cover all the different games. At one point, for a few years, I was posting across 3 channels, 5 or 6 different YouTube videos every single day. So it'd be wake up, record a video for an hour, spend half an hour editing it, set it to render, upload it. As soon as it's uploaded, load into another game, message some people, and just go again. And it was that day in, day out, every day. But it was fun. It was exciting. It was not so competitive. The quality production level there were nowhere near the standard expectations that there are now. So it was easy, fun, and we just dedicated our lives to it. And it is weird now to go to a point where we have kind of, through the Sidemen channel, we have a 50, 60 person production team helping us put together videos. You turn up on set with cameras on cranes and all sorts of stuff going on. It's different.
We get it. Similar here.
But even this, right? I think like to what podcasts were. And this table used to be in your parents' house. So similar kind of journey. You go from. But I think that's also what makes it exciting. I think if you come in at that top entry point, if you look at the top and you're like, I'm going to come in with this full studio approach to it, it doesn't work. You almost have to start it in that environment where it's easy to fail and keep going. And that's kind of what we've done over and over again, and it's worked out. But I'd say that's probably, sorry, I've yapped a lot. That's probably a longer answer than you guys wanted, but that's kind of.
I take it you don't jump on the tools too much to edit Sidemen videos these days.
I would leave the planet if I was handed a Sidemen editing project. It's actually now it's a team of people that edit those videos because they will get on average like 50, 60 hours of footage every week, turn this into a 1.5 hour video. And I don't know how they stay sane because I would lose my mind. So props to them. Big up the editors.
Yeah, okay. And so you guys have, like, I assume, like, pretty naturally progressed to that sort of standard over the years, right? As things have just gotten bigger and bigger. But, like, is there anything about YouTube that you think means that standard is inherently, like, essential? Like, is Is there any reason doing what you did in 2013 wouldn't work today, where you were just sort of like obsessively uploading videos? Because I guess there's always a trade-off between like how often you upload and the quality and the scale of the videos. Is there any reason just uploading a lot of content and sort of building an audience that way wouldn't work today?
I'd say sadly there's every reason that likely wouldn't work.
Okay.
And I say to people, they say like, have you got any advice for starting a channel now? What would you do? And I would say I wouldn't go anywhere. I would not gain an audience if I started now doing what I did then. It was such a different space. It's like anything. It's like inflation of the quality level and the number of creators putting out content just means you have to do better to stand out. And the ceiling is higher than ever. I do believe you can find, a niche and some sort of content and some sort of storyline that is really unique and build a big audience doing that. But I think every day that goes on, you've got thousands of new YouTube channels created, people trying to do that exact concept. So there's less and less ability to actually break through doing that. And so my kind of always advice is that do it for the same reason that we started doing it. And that wasn't to build a big company or production or team to support what we did. It was just to meet new people, try something new, learn some skills that we've, even if the YouTube thing didn't work out for us, we would have had those skills. And also my advice is look at the wider space as well. There's so many work opportunities surrounding the YouTube creator space rather than it's not the creator, it's the entire company anymore. There's so much more opportunity in that sense. So I guess my answer is that, it's changed so much and it is really difficult now and you can't do what used to work.
Yeah, okay. How much of that stuff do you guys still have to think about now at your scale? Like you talked about finding a niche and stuff, and you look at Sidemen videos and it's like not entirely clear like what the niche is, you just make really entertaining content about, essentially anything. Like, how do you think about that?
I guess, funnily enough, the niche is us unscripted, high production value, tapping into different other niches. I think that is a niche in itself because there aren't many groups of creators that are doing what we're doing on the same scale. So it's kind of its own brand new niche. But to answer your question, we're forever sat as a group trying to think up new formats that will allow us to enjoy what we're doing, because that's really important to our content. It isn't scripted. It's not like we're acting like we're having fun. We need to genuinely enjoy the experience for that to come across on camera in its quite raw, unscripted format. And then also we look into kind of events and opportunities that allow us to spin off content, things like our charity football match, things like trips away to different countries or collaborating with other creators and bringing something new to the table. So it's always on our mind. Josh, one of the other Sidemen, one of his favorite sayings is, it's evolve or be extinct. And it's a little bit morbid, possibly, but also it's true. If we were making the same videos we were making 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, our audience would not be as interested as they are. So it's constant reinvention. Yeah,
okay. And looking at trying to look at what you guys do. Like you've obviously got a lot going on. Like I look at your YouTube channel, and you've got these 3 other YouTube channels attached to it and stuff. Where are you spending most of your time now, and how did those channels all come about? You said you were uploading like 5 or 6 daily episodes. Back in like 2013. How were you thinking about those channels? Like was one for Minecraft and one's for Call of Duty, or how was it working?
So it's a funny story. The reason I have multiple channels, and I think a lot of people still kind of do. But my first channel was these Call of Duty videos. Yeah. It's like, it's war, it's shooting, it's, all this sort of stuff. And I was doing well doing that. But again, I realized that there was an opportunity to evolve a little bit and go into something different. And 2, also, I wasn't enjoying making the Call of Duty videos quite as much. And that's something that I'm sure you guys have found through creating content. Sometimes you have to try new formats, try new things just to keep it fresh for yourself. But at that point, I was like, okay, I'm going to try some Minecraft videos. So I uploaded a video on my Call of Duty channel. I think it was the title of the video was Minecraft videos, yes or no? And I was like, let me know what you guys think about me doing Minecraft videos. And the internet was in some ways a more toxic place back then. It was all these people like, one Minecraft video and I will be promptly unsubscribing. And I will not watch Minecraft videos on this channel. And I was like, well, this is my whole job gone if I get this wrong.
Yes.
So I made another channel to do Minecraft videos, and that actually allowed me to build a whole new audience, collaborate with different creators. I think I did like 3,500 Minecraft videos. I think had like 1 billion views.
Wow.
1 billion views making Minecraft videos. And it's actually funny to think that, and this is a mindset thing, maybe like 100 people in the comments saying absolutely no Minecraft videos could have stopped that entire part of my career from existing. Which is a funny thought, and it's like that thing, like when people are going to be negative towards what you're doing online, you have to just learn to kind of block it out and do what feels right. So that made that new channel, and then I wanted to play even more games because, again, the space was not saturated. So I could be one of the leading creators in Call of Duty, in Minecraft, in Overwatch, Rocket League, H1Z1, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, all of these popular game titles at the time, which was great. So that was why I was just making videos 24/7. So that spawned in kind of the multiple channels, and that's how it happened.
Okay. Amazing.
But it wouldn't work now. I promise you it wouldn't work now. If you're a creator now and you're thinking, I'm going to monopolize all of these game titles and become one of the most viewed creators in all of these game titles, just being honest, it's going to be much more challenging. Everything's more specialized and sub-niched now just because that's the effect of competition.
Do you still like playing games, Vic? Like to have to travel while you're over here? Do you have to travel with like a
I've got my gaming
console?
laptop. Got my gaming laptop, and there's just, funnily enough, there's like one game I still play religiously. Yeah. And I'm not sure if you guys will be familiar with it. It's a game called Dota 2, which is similar to League of Legends, which is like a very technical, strategic game. Okay. And it's funny, it's the one game that I've always just played for enjoyment. And honestly, with gaming during lockdown, I gamed so much. There was nothing else to do. I don't know what you guys, what did you guys during when you couldn't get out? What was your?
I played a lot of RuneScape.
Really?
Amazing game.
A lot of RuneScape.
Amazing game.
Yeah. Oh my god, that is like from when I was like 6 to well, COVID pretty much. I played a lot. Okay. Yeah, I loved it. But that's the only game I ever really played.
What was your total level on RuneScape?
Well, I mean, I would like play religiously for like 6 months and then not play for like a year and then make a new account and be like, oh, well, I'm just going to do this or like that. And so over the years, I probably had 15 different accounts, but none of them were very good, which looking back, I wish I had one good account.
I wonder if you uploaded 15 different YouTube RuneScape channels.
Well,
You could have done with
one for each skill. That's what I did.
Yeah. I don't know what I did.
That was genuinely a good use of my time. I was very happy with that.
It's so rewarding. It's just so rewarding.
Dude, I loved it.
Own little economy. Honestly, I learned more from playing RuneScape about economics than I did from anything else in my life. I was sat there as like a 12-year-old buying and selling items, trying to hustle.
Well, if I can buy it for this much and sell it for this much.
Running between the different banks, buy them here, run over there, sell them there. It's
I
great.
have no idea what's going on.
Well, you guys are missing out. We're all making new accounts.
A lot of my friends, still are very into it.
Dude, I'm like, no, you go. I could actually
We'll be on a tangent.
I'm like,
it'll be a RuneScape podcast if we're not careful.
That's
What
not a
about
bad
you
idea.
guys? What was your?
I think we pretty much started this during COVID, didn't we?
We started.
I think we just got obsessed with trying to get better at making
The art
content.
of the podcast.
Yeah. We'd never made any content before because you made the YouTube videos in like 2013, right? Is that
My first one was in 2010, so 2013 it was almost like it became full time.
right? Okay, yeah. So you've got like 9 years on us. We'd never really made any content. I was like, I studied science and then was studying IT when we started doing this. So I was like,
Which
how
science?
to open Premiere Pro. Like,
Which science did you study?
physics.
I love physics. Physics is my favorite. I almost went to study physics.
Oh, really?
But your gap year just became like 25 years.
I'm still on it.
Yeah.
You might go back.
I'm still trying to find myself, and when I do, then I'll go and do my university degree.
Right, okay. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that because I know you've spoken about how you're sort of more like the analytical mind and you enjoy like the maths and science side of things. But yeah, I suppose didn't end up studying it. But then how do you like apply that to what you do now? Because like I've heard obviously you talk about it and then you hear guys like Mr. Beast talk about like the analytical side of YouTube. And then I'm in YouTube studio like, okay, there was a dip there, so I'll try not do that. Or like, I don't know what caused that. Like, how analytical can you get? Like, what should we be doing to make, like, what do we need to learn to make our videos better?
I mean, it's almost more challenging now because there's so much data and it's really hard to work out what YouTube actually prioritizes to the point now, if you ask YouTube, like, what does the algorithm like? They'll say, well, it's a black box that data goes into and it does stuff and spits stuff out. And we can't actually tell you what it's weighing up inside its own algorithm. So that makes it more difficult. In the early days of YouTube, it was actually, I was the guy that kind of had the know-how of like, oh, so I've seen that all of these videos that have this, like higher watch time or higher click-through rate or, or this form of SEO, those are all doing better. So it was a lot easier to utilize the algorithm to put your stuff further. But honestly, now I look at it and we have kind of a data team. And I would say they have a better idea of what's going on, but there's so much going on. You get analytics every minute. Like, how can you process that on YouTube? It's challenging. And I think for me, it's just a lot of trial and error. And actually, an area I'm focusing on a lot right now is social media, just trying to work out what does work, what doesn't work. And it upsets me a little bit because everything has to be so short and snappy and grabby. And I grew up in a time, even with Sidemen, we do hour-long videos and people enjoy those. But I think it's just a lot of just kind of trial and error and then just trying to work out what is causing the error.
Yeah, okay.
But it's so diverse now, it's a bit of a mess to try and work out.
Yeah, okay. And I feel like back in the day, if you were uploading 5 or 6 videos a day, there's a lot more trialing happening. Whereas now if you're like 1 video a week, and like those 2 videos are probably completely different, like completely different ideas. It's not like you've changed one thing between those 2 videos that you can test. So
yeah, it does become more challenging. And also again, your content's just diluted so much more.
Is there ever times where you take like it's like we could, I guess for us, like we could upload a YouTube video and say like, we're trialing something. And if it's a stinker, it doesn't really matter. But I guess at your level, it's a bit more like you can't really go like, we had a camera on a crane and that video sucked.
You'd be surprised, actually. We still sometimes do it on our main Sidemen channel. And we have not missed a weekly upload on that channel since we started doing Sidemen Sundays over 5 years ago. And
we've said we're going fortnightly for years.
And Dill's watched them all too. He's over here. He said like, I've watched every single one of those videos.
That's unreal.
Man.
But the nature of that is that we sometimes know that like we just have to try something. And sometimes videos that we've never thought would do well have done astronomically well. And then sometimes something that we thought was really good has not landed. But even in that weekly format, it gives us trial and error. And if we sat down and said, okay, this is a bit stressful and challenging, we're not hitting the quality that we think we need to hit, let's do a video every 2 or 3 weeks. But that also raises the stakes, because if we're doing a video every fortnight and one of those videos just on the day, because it's unscripted, turns out horribly, then okay, this month we dropped 1 bad video, great. Whereas like even on this scale, with the weekly thing, it's like these videos cost a lot to make and we get like upset when one of them doesn't land the way we want it to, but it's like, okay, forget that, reset, next week, another chance, go again. And it lets us bring in and try new formats that can sometimes work.
And how's it work, like working with the guys? Like there's 7 of you in this group. You've got the main channel and then other channels and other projects going on. You've got, I think, vodka and
glasses.
You've got your own glasses and the side meals business, and like there's all these things happening. How does it all sort of like work together, and how do you weigh up like who makes decisions and things like the glasses? Like how did you decide that that's a personal project versus a Sidemen project?
So top line, it's a dystopian mess, and it's a miracle that it works. And there's a reason that most creator groups don't last more than 2 or 3 years. And we have, there's a few kind of grounding principles that we've mentioned a lot of the times, that we share everything equally, we respect each other, we vote on everything equally, and kind of that keeps most things moving. And also in recent years, we've built a big team to manage areas and kind of train people to act as we would in situations to kind of keep everything streamlined. So that's the overarching thing. And then with the glasses, I bought the same pair of Ray-Bans 3 times in a row for $200 or something. 3 trips in a row, lost 1 pair every trip. And I thought to myself, this is a joke. I can't be spending this much money on sunglasses. There has to be a better way. So I went to similar manufacturers and started manufacturing similar sunglasses and started selling them. And that's how that spawned in. And each of us has our own projects. And that's also really important that we have enough mutual respect for each other. Say, okay, KSR, you like to go and do boxing and need to take time away to go and box and run boxing events and that sort of thing. That's fine. 1, we're not going to say we need to own part of this. Yeah. And 2, we're not going to say you can't do it because it takes time away. I think that's why it works. Everyone has their own projects. Some of the guys are into card collecting and they have a golf channel, and I DJ and I sell eyewear. Yeah. And I think that also, it strengthens everything because it also gives all of us, it keeps us all unique. You know, we're not the same people doing the same stuff in the same space all the time. It keeps it fresh for all of us, allows us to tap into things each of us are doing. And that's I guess, how it works. But the honest answer is, on paper, it shouldn't work.
That's probably the answer that we expected. And because I imagine you would just get hit up, not like you individually, but also the Sidemen would just get hit up with things all the time. Like, I feel like it would be hard. I guess the voting system probably, like, does every single thing have to come and go like, oh, we've got to consider this? Like, you guys have so many different, like, even the Sidemen clothing and then sides, and like there's so many different things that you obviously have gone, yep, that's worth our time and that's worth investing in. But I assume for everyone that has been committed to, there would be lots that aren't.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of, things that we've been asked to get into and do. And I think for us, I think one thing is it just has to kind of somewhat organically make sense, be something that as a majority we care about. And then a lot of the times we're kind of, because we've worked together for so long, we're fairly aligned on broader sheet of things. So if something comes in and it's a proposal for start this business or go and run this event, it's the majority of the time it's like, okay, one person wants to do this. They can either go and take it and do it themselves, or it's just like not going to happen. So
true.
It's pretty easy to kind of carve out the things that we want to try and the things we want to do.
Okay. Well, Vic, we feel like we have some things to throw at you.
Okay.
If you're
we got some pictures coming.
Some pictures. Like this was Mikas's. This is his brainchild, actually.
Yeah, I wish you didn't say that. Well, you got to obviously work with us here.
Have an open mind.
I'll just throw the idea to you, and
always open minded.
Remember, there's no such thing as a bad idea in a thought shower, is there?
Exactly.
And we
Correct.
often do say that. All right.
And we've thought about these long and hard, I'd say.
Months.
Like,
even before we knew that you were coming in here, we
had a board
just
meeting.
in case.
Yeah.
Just in case.
We just had this
You never
list
know.
like in case we meet Vic, and that's like been stored.
Sidemen, which is digital photo frame.
Nice. But what is in the digital photo frame? Is it us?
I think it's memories. So anything from your past.
Our archive.
Yeah, so like just
Sidemen memes.
Yeah, just
in the
cycles
side
through
memes.
whatever you like. Just like that. Oh, that was a great day. Put it in the Sidemen's digital frame.
I honestly hadn't thought that far, so I'm glad that we're working through this
no,
together.
you give the idea. I'll give the justification.
Oh, honestly, yeah, great.
So do you want feedback on these?
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
am I
you
just
actually
gonna
love
fly through
feedback.
them? This might never materialise.
There's so many ideas.
Oh,
I
you
just
got-
wanted you.
okay.
I just wanted. No,
I'll give a top line. So I think
Yeah.
there could potentially be a market for this.
Yep.
Yep.
I know.
However, I don't know how I feel about us marketing this. Yeah. Hey guys, pay money to buy pictures of us. That's funny.
Right.
You know,
Okay,
I don't
okay.
think I could do it personally.
That's
I
fine.
think it might be a little self-absorbed.
Well, but look, we might get 4 of the other members on board.
Yeah, and then you might do it.
Vic's just in the corner. Okay. What else do you like?
Yeah. Well, I actually do quite like this one. Is Stay Outsidemen, which is an umbrella company.
Okay. Oh, not like
outside,
a company that owns companies, but a literal.
Literally, yeah.
And I'm
you
not
sell
like a
them.
genuine umbrella. Stay outside.
Stay outside. We do like putting side into the.
It rains a lot in the UK, and everyone needs an
Yeah.
umbrella from time to time.
So instead of like ducking inside, you've got to stay outside, man. So you can just up you go.
And then if you're going outside, it could be, hey, have you got your stay outside men with you?
Exactly.
It rolls off the tongue. It rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's good. There's something there.
When you say good, what do you actually mean?
It's not Shark Tank. He's not going to invest right now.
I'm willing to put in 100K for 5% of stay outside men.
Imagine if business was that easy. So you in? We're rich.
I mean, this one just makes sense. Stridemen, which is a run club. Not sure how you monetize that one just yet, but
Oh, it exists. They're running club apps. You know, they're run club community.
Yep.
Join the Stride Men.
oh, it's good. It just sounds good.
That
does
We
sound
should
good.
start that.
Vic just video calls in for the start of every session. Just a bit of motivational.
Keep running, guys.
Okay, I think there's a real obvious one that you have missed, Vic. Again, you do things quite well, but I just feel like this is one that slipped under the radar. Cider, but with an S. I know you've got a vodka, but just for those that like, apple cider.
Man.
You know what? This was on about you're maybe a little late to the table. So about 6 years ago, when we were launching the vodka company, this came up on. It was one of the ideas was cider.
Really?
However, we had an opportunity with a recipe for a premium vodka that already existed.
Yeah, fair.
So it just put us ahead, and we liked the product of the vodka that came to us. So.
You're not a big cider drinker.
Actually, no, none of us really are cider drinkers.
Is anyone anymore, really? I haven't had a cider for a long
I
time.
love a cider, but I don't drink them at all. But I really, if there's one, like if there's
So
going,
that's why you need to get into this market, Vic. The people that like it don't drink it.
no one drinks them. It's one of the great pictures.
You guys have the bags of wine here, though.
Oh, the goon
well,
sales.
Yeah.
What?
Are you
I
guys?
feel like
about
that weirdly might come back up.
Yeah.
It might come back at okay. We'll hold that thought.
Oh yeah, we've got another little challenge.
If we get to that,
well, I think
If
we're
it
there.
involves drinking wine from a bag at 1 p.m. in the afternoon,
you're in.
I'm in.
Yeah, great.
Are we there?
Yeah, I guess we can play that game as well.
That seemed to come up pretty authentically.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
Okay.
essentially, yeah. So you're obviously from the UK, and then English people have their own slang, which I know nothing about, as it turns out. But Aussies have the same. So we wanted to see
okay.
what your knowledge of Aussie slang is.
This may be
like.
where my Aussie friends disown me because I've been around them a lot.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
pretty worried too. 'Cause I think Mitch has given us English ones that we're meant to try and get.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a two-way street.
So it's a two-way street. They're both they'll
It's
be
not
equal
purely an
ways.
attack on my
No, never.
lack of
No,
Aussie culture.
No, I'm more worried about these guys because it's weird. It was weird trying to organise this game because like I've never heard of any of these English things.
Wow.
So
Oh, great.
I'm like,
Really good.
I'm
Well,
worried
you're not-
there's a chance you
I'll
haven't heard
bail
of
you
them.
out because if I've not heard of them, then they don't exist and we can move
Okay,
on.
sure.
Okay,
True.
But we
and
have
then all the
weird
Australian
slang.
ones, I'm like, they're so obvious. Surely Vic's going to know those. I have no idea what's normal in England.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so
Who's first?
the first Aussie one is Tracky Dax.
Tracky Dax.
Yeah, what's Tracky Dax?
How's that spelt?
Great question.
I would spell it TrackieDax.
Yeah, with a
Tracky
space in
Dax.
between, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Tracky Dax. Is that is it like running trousers?
Oh,
Like tracksuit pants?
Yeah. Tracksuit pants
Okay,
is the
yeah.
correct
Okay.
answer. Yeah.
I was nearly going the complete wrong way and thinking Tracky Dax. Is this like you play a track on the deck? It's like some sort of DJ thing.
what are
don't mind.
tracksuit pants called in England? Oh, probably not tracky
Joggers?
Dax.
We call them joggers.
Yeah, see, that's shoes.
Joggers
It
are
is, yeah.
shoes here.
Yeah.
That is confusing.
Well, yeah.
Well, for both of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope that wasn't your first one for us in
Well-
the English side.
Is there any context? Why Tracky Dax? Does anyone know why the second part of that word is there?
I've got a feeling they get weirder, so I don't know.
But we
I
just,
wouldn't
that's
say
just what
I
it
know.
is.
Yeah.
Like Dax
Pants are Dax.
in Australia. yeah.
okay. So I
if
didn't.
you
And then
drop your
dacking,
Oh, yeah.
Or if
Drop
you
your
dack
dax is
someone, you pull their pants down, which is a classic prank. I don't know how big that is in
So
England.
I learned
but-
something. So I guessed that one really.
Yeah.
Well done. All right, first English slang for you two. What does it mean to pop your clogs?
Oh my god.
Is that
That is a good
That's a
one.
real
pop
That is
your
a good one.
clogs?
That is a fun one.
That's obviously
actually.
putting your shoes on.
Wonderful.
I would say that popping your clogs is Putting your shoes on does sound like
Yeah, 'cause
decent.
your clogs.
It's a great guess. Yeah.
It's not even a
right.
guess. I know it.
Unfortunately, it's wrong.
Okay, what is it?
It means to die.
Oh my god!
When you think about it, I was close.
I guess we say bit the dust, don't we? Like if someone died, they bit the dust.
Well, hopefully that's not on it.
Pop the clog. Pop the clog.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
I don't know if we can explain every single one. I don't know
Yeah,
how many
sorry.
there are, but
Yeah.
Is the context your shoes come off when you die? I don't know. I actually don't know. Like maybe.
But how in a sentence is that?
I
like,
reckon
what happened to
it's-
that guy? Oh, he popped a clog.
Yeah, he popped his clogs. Yeah.
I reckon it's
I
when
like
you
it.
die and you're in the coffin, you're lying down, so your shoes are pointing up. They are
popped them up.
Okay,
Pop.
That's my guess. Yeah.
that kind of makes
They're
sense.
popped up.
I have no idea. So again,
Okay.
we're both in the same
All right.
street
Yeah.
of not really
But
understanding.
the good thing
why.
is that it is actually a thing that's said.
yeah, and it's maybe it's a bit lighthearted. You know, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next.
All right, Vic, what does legless mean?
It means drunk.
Yeah, good.
Jeez, Vic's
Yeah,
good
well,
at this.
But in the UK we have legless.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
You can. How many words are there for getting drunk? You're trolleyed. You're
Well,
tabled.
see,
you're-
trolley-
That's the next English
You're-
one, so well done, Vic.
Because I was going to say, I don't know trolley, so.
You're in the game.
Oh, well, you may as well ask.
No, take the
What
free
does trolleyed
point.
mean?
Take the 3 point.
I think I would
Going to work.
trolleyed. Yeah.
I would not have gotten that. I did
I
not
wouldn't have.
realise that was a thing.
Is that because
probably
you're getting
I wouldn't
pushed in a
either.
trolley home? Like, are you, like, what?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you are so drunk you've become a trolley. Like,
Someone's getting pushed on you.
Wait, do we
You
have
are
different
carrying
ideas of what a
groceries
trolley
around the
is?
store.
no, like I don't know. You become like you're just so out of it that
You're just there
you
unless
become
someone-
yeah,
okay,
an
helps
object.
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
an object that needs to be pushed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I like that, yeah.
All right, we've covered trolleying, so I feel like we're back to Vic, Aussie
Okay.
slang. What does it mean to look if someone looks like a dog's breakfast?
That can't be good. that must mean calling someone ugly, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
fair
that's-
response, I think.
Yeah,
just a
I'd be
mess.
upset if someone told me I look like a dog's breakfast.
Yeah, I think Mum used to say it if my shirt was out before school or something, didn't she? Like if your hair was messy and your shirt was out. So if you look like a dog's breakfast. Is that right?
To me, these are self-explanatory, but I don't know if it really is. Like, I don't know.
It depends what your dog eats too.
Yeah,
'Cause it'd be
mine's
some
alright.
nice
My
looking
dog
dog's
eats,
breakfast.
he eats good.
Oh, yeah, see, maybe it's a good thing. I don't know.
Yeah, gourmet meals.
If you look like
You've got a
dry-
full-time chef for your dog.
if you just look like dry food, that's probably a bit rough. You need some moisturiser or something. But if it's like a gourmet dog meal.
All right, Lee, Mikas, what does it mean to go up the wooden hill to Bedfordshire?
Well, you just said that's going to bed. Has to be.
Is it?
Yeah, nice. Well done.
Is it?
Yeah. Is that a thing?
I didn't know that.
You didn't
one.
know that?
I said
The
bed.
wooden hill to Bedford.
Up the wooden hill to Bedfordshire.
Never heard
The
of
only
that.
thing
Going
that
upstairs
stuck
to bed.
out in that whole thing, I just heard bed.
Well done.
That's
Bed.
also.
Bedford.
Is that another morbid one?
No, that's just if you're going to bed.
Going to sleep.
Oh,
Going up
bed.
the hill to Bedfordshire. I'm just going to sleep.
I do love
Calling it a night.
What?
Oh,
Like,
sorry. Yeah, that was.
it's so ridiculous. Like, just that is so much harder than
almost
just
like
saying going to bed.
Go to bed.
It's
That's
Oh.
English
that's the
people love like
point.
rhyming slang too, don't they? Or is that
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
So that's
I
like,
love some rhyming
what do we
slang.
do? Hit the frog and toad and stuff. Do they do all that sort of
They'll-
stuff?
Instead of saying stairs, they'll say apples and pears.
Yeah, good.
But again, takes so much longer.
He's gone
No,
up
I
the
do
apples
like
and
it.
stairs. Just say he's gone up the stairs.
Yeah.
All right, I have two more. Vic, what does it mean to fuck spiders? We're not here to fuck spiders.
That's a good one. That's very common actually.
Yeah.
Like, does that mean like you're not playing around? Like you mean business, right? Yeah.
Yep, well done.
Again, I feel like it explains itself to a
Yeah.
degree.
But it is quite random.
It's very random. I've never considered
I don't
fucking a
know
spider in
what
my
you guys
life.
get up to in your spare time. It could be,
Like if you walk,
yeah.
if you walk over your first word on the mic tonight is
We're not here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mate,
Please.
people would love it.
people, that could be iconic. Like that's very
There's
good.
a chance you'll go to say it and forget how it's said and just put the mic back down, though.
We're not here to spot. Wait, what was
We're not here to
it?
spiders. Fuck.
We're not here to fuck snakes. Wait, no.
I meant to be
Does that work? No, probably not in the same way. I don't know what you're.
Yeah.
People are like, good to hear. Leave our wildlife alone.
Anyway.
I don't get it, eh? I don't get that. So.
That is a strange expression, but
It's
gets
also a
said
big
lot.
spider, just quietly.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, man.
Wow.
Anyway, last English one is black over bills.
Pardon me?
Black over bills.
Black over bills.
Vic doesn't look like he knows that either.
I've never heard
That's
that.
Black over bills.
That's when you've just got you've got too many bills and you've got no money left. You just
Oh, yeah, true.
you-
That means you're dressing really fancy for your job.
No.
Okay.
That means it's about to piss down raining, apparently.
Wow.
The sky's looking black over. Was there a Prince William or something
Oh, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
some sense, maybe.
who owned land? Something like that.
well, there you go.
Well, Vic also looks as confused as we are. Maybe they're different parts of England.
Yeah, I've been around England now. I've
That
never
one
heard
said
this
it
one.
was-
I can't wait.
I'm pretty sure that one said it was from the north. Is it? Aren't you from the north?
I mean, that you can go north and then there's
There's
north.
north.
You can go
Okay.
Because we do have quite a few English listeners, and I have a feeling a lot of them will be like, "How has he never heard that? We say that
Possibly.
There's also
daily."
a chance I'll get sprayed because no one's heard it.
Yeah,
We'll see.
It's actually not a saying. You made it
Well,
up.
send it in either way. Send in some feedback around that. We look forward to hearing if that's actually said. That'd be good. And Vic, we have had a magnificent time chatting to you. So thank you very much for being here. And thanks for being receptive to our ideas for the businesses as well.
We'll set up follow up.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
That umbrella company, I read it.
Best wishes for the rest of your trip and for your set tonight. And then, do you have another show as well? You're Brisbane now,
Sydney tomorrow night.
Sydney tomorrow night, and
Be there.
then home.
Yes, indeed.
I guess.
The long haul home. Hopefully, I can get home. I might be stuck here. You guys might be stuck with me. I might be back in 2 weeks' time. Just couldn't get home. No flights.
You're always welcome. We'll
Most
start
welcome.
the Sidemen.
Yeah, but
Side.
I'll bring some umbrellas.
yeah, maybe we can get them just branded up. Yeah, no, thank you so much for being here. It's
Thanks
been
so much.
fabulous.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
mate.
Thanks.